Here's the snapback. Here's the kick. He's got the leg into it. If it is good, and it is! Austin scores! A 49-yard field goal, and Indiana leads 27-24.
Oh, it's an end around one to throw. Page looking at the quarterback, and it's a touchdown! Page times Leno!
Penix rolling out of the pocket to a strong hand. Delivers deep down the field. Caught, touchdown! Fried Fogel again.
Welcome to the LEO podcast, also known as Tom Allen's favorite podcast of the bunch. I'm your host, Michael Bragg. You can find me on Twitter. It's at Braggley, Braggley. I'm here, as always, with our co-host, Brandon. I would say always, but I think this is the first time we've had a full boat for a while here, Brando. You can find him on Twitter. It's at Brandon Dubich. Brandon spelled traditionally Dubich. You know how to spell it, D-U-B-I-C-H. What's up, Brando?
I mean, this podcast has really had to embrace next man up. You know, I mean, you and Seth have done one. Seth and I have done one. I've done one solo. Injuries happen throughout a year.
It does.
Right? How do you react through adversity? And I think the LEO podcast has adjusted, has made the right adjustments, schemed around our deficiencies, and have put together a really good season so far.
Yeah. Speaking of deficiencies, finally joining us on the podcast, a good 14 minutes late, is our producer, Seth. You can find him and block him on Twitter. It's at SayTop5, SETAH5. What's up, Seth?
It's showtime, baby. Let's roll.
Well,
I'm ready.
You're talking about it. You are. This is gonna be a fun one.
I mean, you are pretty pumped up, Seth, because you just completely fleeced Bragg.
You didn't, guys. Listen to me.
Just completely.
This is. I made a trade with the same guy that traded Patrick Mahomes in the middle of the season last year, and ended up losing. Didn't even make. I'm pretty sure he didn't even make the playoffs.
I did.
But
why are we talking about last year? Why are we talking about last year?
I could, because the guy, I just knew what I was doing. I made the right trade. He didn't want James Conner because James Conner has been let him down all year. And I knew what I was getting. I knew exactly what I was trying to give him to Deshaun Watson. He didn't want it.
You're getting a car with 3 wheels.
Listen, that's all I need for the back half of the season, dog. We're halfway through. All you need is 3 wheels. Everybody's got 3 wheels left. Shit, look at Green Bay. They don't have any wheels left. That place is going down. All right, there we go. All right, let's move on. All right, let's talk about the game. We're here to preview the game against Penn State. It's a 3:30 kick this Saturday at Memorial Stadium. The weather right now is not good.
Dicey at
real dicey.
Best.
Yeah, Brandon and I have been to some rainy games. We've been to some windy games, but we've never been to rainy and windy games. Right now we're looking at 66 degrees as the high, rainy, windy wind averaging between 15 to 20 miles an hour with gusts up to 40 miles an hour. This beauty of a matchup is going to be on ABC for the entire country to watch. IU plus 14 as it starts right now, over under 50.5. This was as of this morning. It may have changed. I don't know if they named. I'm not even going to get into it yet. We'll talk about that later. But all right. Previous meeting, we all kind of remember it. It might have been the closest 24-0 game in the history of college football. Maybe. IU loses 0-24. This was the end of the Penix era. IU did a thing. We talked about this in the recap over the summer. I think it was it wasn't the summer. I guess it would have been the winter, springtime. This game, I think IU moved the ball pretty well up and down the field and just didn't turn anything into points. Literally, 0 points.
I think they went 0 for 3 or 0 for 4 in the red zone. I think they went for it on 4th and goal twice, and then had a blocked field goal.
Blocked field goal as well. The big one was the big play J interception. I think down 3. I want to say 3-0 at that point. Big play J interception, return out of 7, no points. Out of that, you got to get points on the road. I was screaming, kick the field goal. I'm pretty sure you were probably screaming, go for it, which, shows our difference in football IQ. All-time series, Penn State 23, IU 2, but But since I don't know, whenever we beat them, 2014, that's 8 years. We're doing all right. 2-6. It's not bad. Let's talk a little bit about Penn State.
So many close.
I know,
games.
so many. They're always close. They really are.
I mean, the
WAP game.
That's what I was just gonna bring up.
The WAP game. The Saquon, even when Saquon Barkley, his senior year, the last year he played,
a kick return, like opening kickoff.
Yeah,
to the hizzy.
Still a close game. And I think we were playing with who was the redhead quarterback we had for a minute? Cameron?
Yeah,
Danny Cameron. He was our starting quarterback there. That was a close game. It doesn't matter. I don't think it matters.
Penn State we're gonna talk about it.
Yeah.
I think this is gonna be close.
I do too.
The big red dog can't throw the ball, and nobody can throw the ball in 40-mile-per-hour winds.
No
one can.
Can he throw the ball?
Not even laser rocket arm Kenny Pickett can throw the ball through 40-mile-per-hour winds. It can't happen.
Yeah.
I don't know
really
if that excited for this
game.
game.
Reference on that one.
Kenny Scoots is amazing. But I'm really excited for this game. Like I said, the weather could be terrible, but I'm going drinking. I'm ready to see a win. Maybe.
Yeah, me too. And I'm going. I'm planning on going. We'll see what the weather looks like. Everybody knows me. I'll go no matter what, but I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe not with 40-mile-an-hour winds and rain that feels like bullets going into your eyes. Seth is unmuted because he wants to say something. What do you want to say?
Not so fast on the big red dog. There is a lot of talk around State College that Drew Aller may be starting.
No.
Why? For the rest of the season.
Why? They're 6-2.
Hold on. Exactly. They're irrelevant at this point. There's no way they're getting in the playoffs. This guy's a 5-star, 6'5", 240-pounder with mobility from Ohio, Elite 11 guy. He's seen action in 6 games. He's more gifted physically, but hasn't been able to generate the position battle that I've been hoping for. And I think the quarterback controversy I've been trying to brew all season is finally starting to go to fruition.
Really? So we've seen him a little bit. One drive against Purdue or 2?
I think he had 2. So here's the quote from Brenton Strange. Asked this morning about Lions' evolving QB situation. Whoever coach decides to throw in there, whoever the staff decides to roll with, I haven't heard any of these conversations. I'm very confident in both these guys. And then also, apparently, our boy James Franklin was non-committal and said that it's a decision that, what's the guy's name? Yurkovich, the offensive coordinator, and Manny Diaz, the defensive coordinator, they're going to make together.
Any decision Manny Diaz makes is fine with me because that guy couldn't coach himself out of a wet blanket, or I guess out of a wet paper bag. A wet blanket would be tough to coach yourself out of.
There's going to be a lot of wet blankets.
There might be
on Saturday.
There might be.
And I'm not talking about Penn State fans.
Yeah. Excuse whatever's happening with my dogs. Whatever that is inappropriate. But let's talk Penn State. Yeah, head coach. We just talked about him, James Franklin, who apparently doesn't coach his own team. He's in his 9th season, 74-36, which is a surprising record for him, considering they've done nothing in 9 seasons. Did they go to a Big Ten championship game?
I mean, that record isn't good. That's only a 70% win percentage.
Bro, I would die for a 70% win percentage.
Not at Penn State.
I would die here for a 70% win percentage. Honestly.
So that's 8-4 every year.
Do you want me to do something?
That's not acceptable at Penn State, and he's going to coach there forever because he's like a good PR story, right? Like I hate to bring that up. But it is. 8-4 is not acceptable at Penn State, and he's going to coach there for a very, very, very long time, and it's phenomenal for IU. It's terrible for the Big Ten.
And he'll get a raise this offseason.
Yep. The longer Harbaugh and Franklin coach in the Big Ten is better for IU because they're both trash.
It's better for Purdue too. Oh, I guess they lost to Penn State, but it is better for Purdue too, because since the divisions are going to go away, they will have to play these mediocre coaches at some point.
I mean, the coaching talent in the Big Ten is. I mean, you wonder why national championships aren't showing up in the Big Ten.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
Sorry to cut you off because
No,
I don't want to.
I'm going on
this.
a rant. I'm going on a
You're
James
fine.
Franklin rant because the guy stinks.
I'm gonna ask you a question. I think we've talked about this before, and we may talk about it in the Ohio State preview. Is Ryan Day a good coach, or is
phenomenal
he just
recruiter?
phenomenal
Recruiter.
No. I don't even think he's a phenomenal recruiter. I think the school recruits itself. So do you think he's a good coach? Because tell me about their quarterback talent that's ever come out of that school.
He gets the most out of them. Look what they do in the NFL. They
That's
are
what I mean.
maximizing. It's so everyone says, like, is Ohio State a system? Well, sure, it clearly is. There's enough evidence in the NFL to show that these quarterbacks clearly aren't translating to the NFL.
The wide receivers,
it's a
all the
really
skill
good
positions
system.
translate. All the skill positions outside of quarterback translate. All of them.
I think Ryan Day. I think he is. I think I'd put him as a good coach. I don't put him as a great coach. I don't think he's a great coach.
10.
I don't think he's a good coach. Let me explain, and I'm going to shock everybody. Here, I think the best coach in the Big Ten. You ready for this? Jeff Brom. That's what I'm going to say. All right, listen.
It's definitely Pat Fitzgerald.
I'm being dead serious. It's
Pat Fitzgerald if you're going pound for pound. If you're going pound for pound, it's Pat Fitzgerald.
Ryan Day does it with NFL caliber coordinators. NFL caliber coordinators or NCAA head coach caliber coordinators. Offense, defense, everywhere across the board. Look at his coordinator. Kevin Wilson is a co-offensive coordinator. A former Big Ten head coach is a co-offensive coordinator at Ohio State. That place will never, unless they get some major scandal for a while, they will never be bad, no matter who the head coach is. Because they just recruit themselves. That's my opinion.
Look what happened to Clemson when they got Dabo. Clemson was irrelevant, dude, for decades. Look at Tennessee. How many coaches did they burn through? Right? Look how many, and now they got a good staff. We can trash Manny Diaz. Manny Diaz was a horrible head coach of Miami. That's a good assistant hire. Mm-hmm. Anytime in business, you don't have to be the best. You just have to assemble a great team. And that's what Ryan Day. Ryan Day's coaching.
That doesn't make him a
listen, Bragg. It's because it's not all about coaching. College is equal parts assembling a staff, equal parts recruiting, and equal parts in-game management. Okay. I agree. Ryan Day leaves something to be desired in-game, but he's a phenomenal recruiter, and he builds a phenomenal staff. He gets credit for 2 out of those 3. He gets A+ in 2 out of those 3 categories.
Let me give you, and then we'll move on because we'll talk about Ryan Day in 2 weeks. But let me give my reason for picking Jeff Brom, because he is taking what is, I guess, on paper, an under-recruited, under-talented team compared to let's just even use IU as an example, because they've fallen behind IU in the recruiting rankings in consecutive years, and they still continue to outperform every year he's been there. Maybe outside of the short year and maybe the Gator Bowl, Seth, the 8-4, 8-4 that year. You guys were the win for 8 wins, I think, or 7-5 to go to the Gator. I can't remember, but either way, I mean, Xander Horvath is in the NFL. That dude has no business being in the NFL. He played for 8 other Big Ten schools. I'm not sure he's playing in the NFL. I'm just saying that. That's it. Okay, we can move on. Let's go back to Penn State. James Franklin, blah, 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 blah. Their record 6-2, wins against Purdue, on the road, at home against Iowa, or on the road against Auburn, at home against Central Michigan and Northwestern in a very weirdly close game against Northwestern. On the road against Michigan,
business
blown out. Then they beat down on Minnesota at home and then lost what was a close game for 3 quarters against Ohio State. And then somehow Ohio State just woke up, or I don't know what happened. Maybe that great coach of theirs made their talent work. I don't know. But then they ended up winning that game. So 6-2 on the record. They've lost 2 of 3, Brandon. What is wrong with Penn State?
Apparently, quarterback questions.
I guess.
You know, producer Seth bringing something to the table. That's wild. I would love for the turd that is James Franklin to throw Drew Aller into an absolute woodshed on a pouring rain, 40-mile-per-hour wind day on the road in the middle of Big Ten play.
Yeah.
Please let James Franklin be that stupid, because he might be. He very well could. No one's deserved himself more than James Franklin and the Big Red Dog.
Yeah.
Like, it's a match made in freaking heaven.
He's been there for 7 of his 9 years, I think, right?
6
of his 9 years. Oh, 6 of 9. Nice.
I'm so happy Will Levis got out of Happy Valley.
Good for him, right? Because he's an actual good quarterback, and he was not a good quarterback when he was at Penn State.
Don't let the last 3 weeks play into that.
Has he been bad the last 3 weeks?
Oh, it was so bad.
He's projected
last
like the second quarterback off the board, isn't he?
Look at his game last week. It was bad.
He had something similar to Russell Wilson, not as bad. It wasn't quite mallet finger, but he got his fingers crushed in a game 3 weeks ago, and it was his throwing hand, and he shouldn't be playing.
I would sit out. I'd be done if I was him.
Yeah, he probably should, but he should have did that 3 weeks ago before his tank stopped.
So against one of the worst defenses in the country, he was bad. I didn't watch the Tennessee game. He was bad. That was last week, right?
Yeah.
Okay. They were both shaking their head. Yes. That's why there was a pause. So, okay, cool. Let's get into rankings real quick. We're just going to breeze through these because there's too many, and then we've got a decent amount of players to talk about. Offensive rankings for Penn State: total offense 41st, total passing 49th, total rushing 54th. None of them really stand out. I mean, their offense, they're getting about 430 yards per game, which is pretty good. Top third in the country, as well as total passing at 260, but really nothing is crazy like top 10 or anything like that. They do average 33.1 points per game, which I think is pretty high. Defensive rankings, 74th in total defense. These were kind of shocking to me. Here we go. 57th in rushing defense at 135 yards per game, and 89th. When we talk about key players here in a minute, this is shocking. 89th in passing defense at 248 yards per game, 17 total sacks, which sounds like a lot, right? IU's at 15.5. So it's not that much more than IU. 58th in team tackles for loss and 56th in total interceptions. So nothing really stands out for them. 6-2, as I said, they're a good, solid team. But again, even Rutgers at least stood out on one side of the football. Penn State, not so much, just good, I guess. Nothing great on either side of the ball. Do you guys want to talk about any other rankings or anything you guys found while you were looking?
Yeah, I mean, to quote, the wonderful millennial generation, they're mid, no cap. Like, seriously, nothing they do is good. They're mid. They don't do anything great on offense, and so do I. I'm making fun of them. It's a bit.
Very good.
But yeah, they have Joey Porter Jr., and yet they can't stop anyone. Who does that sound like? Right? They have a top flight secondary player.
Yeah.
Yet their secondary stinks.
They have 3.
So I'm not scared of this team at all. I'm just saying.
Offensively, a little bit.
They're balanced.
Yes.
They're balanced. But they're balanced with studs.
Hop in, Seth.
So they have the 2 really good running backs who are both true freshmen.
We'll talk about them here in a minute. You want to talk about them first, and then you want to talk about them, or do you want to
go for it? Yeah.
Okay.
I'm saying they have a lot of talent. There's no question about that.
Brandon, I'm going to sit back. I'm going to turn my mic off, and I'm going to let you talk about their quarterback. Go ahead.
So Seth wants me to refer him to him as a Cincinnati kid,
Cincinnati kid,
which I gladly will call him the Shitty kid.
God.
If we're talking about best quarterbacks that come out of Cincinnati in the past 7 years, we're talking about Peyton Ramsey. Peyton Ramsey runs circles.
Yep.
Circles around Sean Clifford. The dude has a horrible a 2.5 touchdown to interception record, which would be good if you were not 25 years old. And he has a 63% completion percentage, which if you look, he has 5 stars in every position. You have to throw in the same zip code and you can throw 70%. This guy can't throw 63%. While I want James Franklin to be really, really dumb and put in Drew Allar as quarterback, I also want to play Sean Clifford again. If IU only wins one game the rest of the year, I don't want it to be Purdue. I don't want it to be Michigan State. I want them to bury Sean Clifford into at the 50-yard line, and his body has to rot in Memorial Stadium for life.
I made my what do you call that? What is the trend that we did before the trend? What is the thing where they explode different colored balls and stuff? Gender reveal. I did my gender reveal on my first kid at the 50-yard line. I don't want to bury him at the 50-yard line. It's weird. By the way, Peyton Ramsey's, how many Gator Bowls has Sean Clifford been to? 0. They haven't been to one since like 1967, I think. They've been to like fiestas and stuff like that, but he's been to 0.
Sean Clifford. I hate him.
I know that, but let's talk about him real quick. The Cincinnati Kid is throwing the ball at an incredible 63%. 16 touchdowns, 6 interceptions. He should have had at least 6 on Saturday. 131 yards rushing and 4 touchdowns. That's the part that scares me at all on Saturday. Sean Clifford is a good enough, as they say, quarterback, but he's nothing. He's not the Gus Johnson, whatever he was doing against Purdue thing over and over and over again. Seth?
He's going to be on the Big Ten coaches all-conference team.
Oh, of course. You think so?
Oh, yeah.
There's like second team all coaches.
Third.
Who's second team? You've got Stroud. Do you think?
I freaking hate the Big Ten.
Not McCarthy, right? I think he might make second team.
I'd say McCarthy and AOC are probably in the mix.
Is AOC doing all right?
Yeah.
All right. You think he's doing better than Clifford? 16-6?
No, the team with the better record.
They're going to give.
I was going to say
he's going second team. They're going to give him second team. Coaches are smart though. The media might give him second team. The coaches will give him third team.
The coaches are dumb. The media is smarter than the coaches in the Big Ten.
That's not true.
We're talking about Mel Tucker and the joke and
that's true.
Loxley.
You're right. I forgot those are the coaches that are voting.
Loxley loves Sean Clifford. I don't know that, but I just assume he does.
Mel Tucker seems like a huge. I bet you he votes Peyton Thorne first team. He has to. Maybe second team. All right, let's talk to running back. Seth kind of talked about it. We don't have a lot to talk about. I don't think. And now, granted, Saturday was the first time I really watched him. I watched him against Purdue, but nothing stood out against Purdue either. Running backs, they're both freshmen and redshirt freshmen, I think. No, both freshmen, Seth says. Nick Singleton, who's the number 1 overall recruit at the running back position, and Katron Allen, who I heard on Saturday on the broadcast, is a pleasant surprise at the running back position. Both combined over 1,000 yards and 12 touchdowns so far. Granted, they played one of the better defenses in the country, but they didn't look as advertised on Saturday. I don't know what was going on, but wasn't impressed. And I don't really remember much from the Purdue game. Seth, can you give me any insight on, since you guys have played them?
Yeah, I'll just say that they're both fantastic. The 3 games that I've seen, aside from the Ohio State game last week, they were very impressive. Singleton was getting like 7 to 8 yards per rush. He's kind of electric. And they also do a good job of targeting them both of them out of the backfield.
Yeah.
They both kind of do the exact same thing. So it's not like one's a power runner, one's a sprint guy.
They're both kind of skinny, right? I mean, they are true freshmen.
Yeah.
So they're both kind of skinny dudes, but
they
quick.
can put on a little bit of weight, but they're lightning in a bottle.
Yeah.
They start Allen most of the time. So they're
that's
always
what I noticed
fresh
on Saturday. Yeah, for sure. They're not the build that we've seen as of late. As we've talked, that Saquon Barkley build, the small, stout back that can hit the hole and bust it out of nowhere. These are almost, Seth, maybe there's a different term, but almost like tall scat backs. Does that make sense?
Rangy. They're a lot of arms and legs.
Yes, for sure. The biggest part that scares me, Brandon, is the 3-headed receiving monster is what I called it. There's literally 3 people to catch the football. There's one other guy with a hyphen. I can't remember his name right now. Seth, do you remember it off the top of your head?
Dude,
you can
Parker
look it up
Washington's
if you want.
so
But Parker
good.
Washington, we've talked about before for a while. We've known that since he was a true freshman. So it's Parker Washington, Mitchell Tinsley, the Western Kentucky transfer, and as Seth talked about earlier, Brenton Strange, which is the strangest name I've ever heard. Brenton.
Hey, Theo Johnson is also a really solid tight end. They have 2 guys who are going to be pros.
But let me tell you why these are the only 3 that matter. Parker Washington, 41 catches. Mitchell Tinsley, 33 catches. Brenton Strange, 21 catches. Nobody else has more than 11 catches on the team. Those are the 3 main targets. And as I said, on Saturday, I watched that game from start to finish. There were 3 people targeted the entire time, and that was it. Seth talked about the running backs out of the backfield occasionally, but not much. Their 4th biggest target share goes to the guy with the hyphen. Did you pull that up, Seth? I can't remember. The name sounds super familiar when I saw it earlier, but his stats not great this year so far. But Parker Washington's the biggest one, 41 catches, 567 yards, and 2 touchdowns. I think both came last week, or at least one came last week. And that dude is
Lambert Smith.
Beast. Lambert Smith. Yeah.
Keandre Lambert Smith.
Yes. That guy stands out as well, but I don't. Those are the 3 people that we need to worry about: Washington, Tinsley, and Strange.
Did you also mention that Tinsley's from Western Kentucky?
Yeah, I did.
You guys played against him last year.
Yeah.
Yep.
Mitchell Tinsley, they do Western Kentucky things with him. They don't target him down the field very much. 33 catches, 364 yards. So you're a tad over 10 yards per reception. They do a lot of wide receiver screens with him from what I've seen.
Brenton Strange is scoring a touchdown
nice.
on Saturday.
Yeah, Brenton Strange is nice. He's a big, solid athlete.
I don't think you can bet this yet, but if you could bet Brenton Strange anytime touchdown, I'd say hammer it.
Also, he may have thrown a punch on TJ Tuimalola.
Number 44?
Yeah.
That guy? He was a beast on Saturday.
We'll see if I'm sure there's going to be no repercussions from that.
Are they still looking into it? Do you know?
I have no idea. I just saw a bunch of butthurt Ohio State fans pointing it out and saying, why wasn't there an ejection for this?
Every time IU plays Michigan, IU is always labeled as the dirtiest team in the country. It's the same thing. It doesn't matter. Ohio State, Michigan, it doesn't matter. It's IU is always the same. It doesn't matter. Those fan bases.
I bet Ohio State fans have ejection problems.
Like they get ejected?
No, I was making.
They have ejectile dysfunction.
Oh,
yeah,
that one.
Yeah. Thanks for explaining my jokes. At least you got
talk
it.
about their defense. Yeah, let's talk about defense.
Like boners is what you guys are saying. Gotcha. Okay.
And we need to defend ourselves against boners. Here we go.
Speaking of boners, let's talk about their cornerbacks. Joey Porter Jr., who might sound familiar to you if you're a Steelers fan, because his daddy played for the Steelers. And Kalen King, who his
daddy used to throw some punches down on the south side.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did. And Kalen King, who Seth may disagree with this, I was not impressed with that dude at all. But somehow both of them have 11 passes defended on the season, which I had to look this up. 13th in the country, both of them.
His ups are very up.
Yes, but he's not good. So, which we forgot to start with this at the beginning. We should have done this because this is the Cam Camper podcast, also known as Noah Pierre podcast. Cam is out for the season, ACL tear. I'm sure if you're listening to the podcast, you already know this. Unfortunately, he cannot tear apart both of these guys. Surprising stat for Joey Porter Jr., 0 interceptions, 0 sacks, 0 tackles for loss, 0 forced fumbles on the season. So he is literally just defending passes. That is it. His tackle numbers are real far down too. Now, granted, with Porter Island, whatever you want to call it, weird because I feel like that guy was a stat stuffer. Hold on, let me do it in Gus Johnson. He's a stat stuffer, like that guy. So the other guy, which stood out, Johnny Dixon. I think he's got to be their nickel back, leading sacker on the team with 3.5 tackles behind the backfield on the quarterback. Brandon, do you want to talk about Jair Brown?
He's a tackle machine, right? I mean, he does what you want a safety to do. He cleans up if people make mistakes in front of him. He also can catch the ball really well. Sometimes makes you think that he should be playing offense, not defense. But he's really, really solid. Anchors that defense in the back really, really well. If we start one quarterback instead of the other, I'm picking him to get an interception.
We'll talk about that in a little bit. Jair, as Brandon said, leading tackler on the team.
I'll just get to it. If Baz is the quarterback, he's going to sail one. No, he's going to sail one. If you sail one in the zip code of Jair Brown, he is intercepting that ball.
Yeah. They just had a good safety lead, didn't they?
Javon Brisker starting safety for the Bears.
God, Brisker is so good.
He is.
He is so good. You guys have such young talent.
Maybe we can play him at middle linebacker.
It's unbelievable. Okay, moving on from the Bears sucking. Jair Brown, leading the team in tackles and interceptions, 49 tackles on the year, 3.5 tackles for loss, a sack, and 3 picks. We're going to run through this because we've gone too far already. Linebacker Curtis Jacobs, 39 tackles, second leading on the team, 3.5 tackles for loss, 1 sack, 1 interception, 1 touchdown off of that interception, and 2 fumble recoveries. I'm assuming it's off that. I don't know. I have no. It might have been off one of the fumbles. I have no idea. Don't care. Abdul Carter, 35 tackles. The other linebacker, 4.5 tackles for loss, which is nice. 2.5 sacks and 1 forced fumble. And then one other guy to talk about. The only guy I wrote him down is because I don't feel like their defensive line is very impressive, which is weird for Penn State, especially their defensive ends. Defensive end Danny Dennis. I'm sorry, his first name is Danny. Last name is Dennis Sutton. So he's got 2 first names kind of in 1 last name. He has 3 sacks on the season. Now the dude in the middle, Seth Mustafa, what is this?
EJ Mustafa. He's 6'4", 330 pounds.
Yes.
He's gigantic. He's a game wrecker on the interior. He's been there forever.
Stats aren't there though, right?
But he's one of those guys who's always on the all conference team at the end of the year.
And he'll be a nice pickup in the NFL for sure.
Yeah.
Do we know who the announcers are going to be for Saturday?
You know who it's going to be is my dude that I'm thinking of, and I don't know his name.
I'll look it up when you guys
good podcasting.
Let me talk about Abdul Carter again real quick.
Please,
this dude is a stud. He's number 11. He's another true freshman. So they got Aller, who's the best quarterback. They have the 2 stud freshman running backs, and then they have this guy. He's number 11, which reminds me immediately of my all-time favorite linebacker, Sir LeVar Arrington.
Yeah, LeVar Arrington.
Just a bad dude. This guy Penn State's going to be tough for a couple of years. If James Franklin
what year is he?
True freshman.
This kid. And he gets 11?
Yeah.
As a true freshman.
He's anointed, whatever.
Yes. It is who I thought it was. Thank
Dave
you.
Pash?
Goodness, baby. No, Sean McDonough and Todd Blackledge. I love that combo.
They're gonna go eat somewhere locally because doesn't Todd Blackledge do the local eatery thing?
And guess what? I think the last time we beat Penn State at home, same combo. That's all I'm going to say. Because I've watched that game 1,000 times. All right, let's get into it. If we're done with Penn State, let's talk about them less. And let's talk a little bit about IU, and then we've got to run through it because this podcast is taking forever already. So IU players to watch, quarterback, Brandon.
I'm going Jalen Lucas.
I'm sorry, not quarterback, offense.
Yeah, I mean, obviously that's what everyone's going to be watching because it could be someone new. But I'm going Jalen Lucas. Now that I can't watch Cam Camper, we're 3-5. I want to have fun watching these games, and it's absolutely electric watching Jalen Lucas.
That dude is insane. Seth?
McCulley. With Camper down, he's got to be a legitimate outside receiving option. You have a banged up GJ Matthews, and what else?
Yeah.
Emery Simmons.
Yeah, I know, but he's more of an inside guy.
He's an inside guy, yeah. I think if you're going to throw the ball up, you got to throw it up to the 6. What is he, 6'5"? Is that how big McCullough is?
Yeah.
So throw it up to the 6'5" guy. I've got 2 things I want to talk about real quick. One, super quick, a quarterback position, as I said, is it sexy Dexy? We don't know. If not, do they work him into the game plan? I guess is another big question. I don't think you bring his name up if there's not something going on in the background.
You cannot throw a guy. You cannot have Baz out there if it's 40-mile-per-hour winds. He doesn't have a laser rocket arm. He doesn't have the arm for it. If you want any chance, you throw a guy that there's no tape on. You scheme a lot of running plays. I hate this offense because this is a Matt Canada Steeler offense, but I want to see screens. I want to see jet sweeps. I want to see wildcat. I want to see rolling out and running the ball. I want to see everything.
Yeah.
I want to see
I think
everything.
you will. I really think you will. No matter what the weather is, I think you'll see it. Even
what
if
about a
games
triple option with Dexter Williams and Jalen Lucas?
There it is.
Not a triple option with like, the wing back, but like the speed option.
Ready for this? What about Dexter Williams, Jalen Lucas, and McCulley?
Oh, Wildcat.
Oh,
absolutely.
Oh, that'd be so crazy. All right. So you've got that. The other one I said was Jalen Lucas, Josh Henderson, both of them. If there's a weakness to the Penn State defense, it's the line. Can we produce a rushing attack? If we can, guess who it's going to be? Those two.
20 carries for Henderson. I want 20 carries for Henderson.
Okay, same order. Defense.
Tywan Mullen. If Sean Clifford is the quarterback, we need to get interceptions. You just said it. Ohio State didn't capitalize on the ton of interceptions. IU has no room for error. You need to catch the freaking ball. Tywan, I don't know how many more times you're going to be on prime time. Make a play.
Yeah. Tywan versus Parker is going to be nice.
Inside linebackers, Casey and Jennings Jr. I predict a lot of lead blocker run game and a lot of play action pass. What position group is most at risk when that game plan is utilized?
Inside.
Linebackers.
Yep.
Casey has to hold up in the run game. CTA has to guess the pass downs correctly and get Jennings in there.
Mm-hmm.
And he has to be able to cover when called upon.
Jennings on Strange is going to be nice. I think that'll be a nice cover. Or even Noah Pierre on Strange would be good, or McCullough on Strange too. I've got McCullough on mine. Since you brought up the inside linebackers before I talk about McCullough, which I don't really have to talk about him. Everybody knows that everybody's going to be watching him anyway. So Cam Jones, close is what Tom Allen said today on the radio show. Not this week, but they do expect him back probably next week at Michigan. I think it's at Michigan State next. Is that right? Yep. So at Michigan State next week. So special teams, super quick. Same order.
James Evans. It's going to be a gross, nasty game. Make him go 90-plus yards.
Same reason, different result. I went with Jalen Lucas. IU is not going to get a lot of 75 to 80-yard drives, but they can do a lot with a 30 to 50-yard drives if they have a short field, convert that into points. If IU is going to win, they need short fields.
There it is. I'm going to go with Chucky because you guys took Jalen and James. So I'll go with Chucky Campbell, and you guys will know shortly when we get to my score prediction. He is going to be very important on Saturday. And before we get to everybody's favorite part of the podcast, that's Brando's, Randos, and to the predictions, let's do a super quick word from our sponsor, Monon Track Club. MTC is Indiana's running brand built on a deep love for the sport in the Hoosier State. They craft products, tell stories, and create experiences that aim to celebrate, support, and add to Indiana's running culture. Check out the link in the show notes for more details on their club runs and to shop their gear from shirts to hoodies to koozies. As a thank you to our listeners, they are offering 10% off your order. Use promo code LEO10 at checkout. That's LEO10. Now, on to Brando's Randos. Brandon, what do you got?
All right, so I'm going to also do a speed version. I had 5. I'm going to cut it down to 3, leaving the last one as I think is maybe the best Brando's Randos of all time. The We Are Penn State, I think, is a pretty cool chant. What do you think of it? What is the coolest and least cool Big Ten chant?
So Valpo stole that. We do a We Are Valpo thing. So I copy. I don't know how the hell they say that anymore.
Whatever.
We do that.
You can't copy anything. 2022.
Yeah. So I legit like it.
Okay. I hate it. I hate everybody's chants. To be honest,
it's better than Go Green.
That's the worst
go
one.
White.
That's the worst one. Go Green, Go White is the worst one. I did
we
like
use that one
every.
Too.
Yeah, that's the worst. If I did have to pick one, I would think the best is IU sucks on every kickoff at Purdue. That's what I would say.
Stop
your
sucking,
infatuation,
guys. Come on.
your infatuation with Purdue in this podcast is sickening.
I've had a lot to drink.
I also think the whiteout is the coolest thing any team does for a night game. I think the Camp Randall jump around is probably like the coolest thing, but like the whiteout is so freaking awesome. What are your thoughts on the whiteout? And if the whiteout isn't the best night game atmosphere, what is?
I haven't seen it at night. I've seen it during the day. I liked Iowa's stripe out. They had a stripe out for the game. Season opener last year. Impressive to see in person. Hated the game, but impressive to see in person. But no, I don't think anything tops the whiteout. I can't imagine Michigan definitely doesn't do anything. Maybe a stripe every now and then, but Ohio State, nobody cares because nobody actually went to school there. And then
their fans are not smart enough to coordinate that together.
No,
red, white.
No, it's
I live in Ohio.
What is scarlet?
Scarlet
what color
and
is
gray.
scarlet?
It's a dark red.
Well, we know that, but I'm not sure that they know. Seth, we were making fun of our fans. Thanks for ruining the bit.
Head. Yeah.
I know you've ruined all of the jokes today.
No, he can't ruin my next one.
He probably will. So just keep him on mute. All right, I'll just mute him. Let's see. No, I think that's the best. That's easy. Keep moving.
Cool. Last but certainly not least, rank the valleys: Happy, Death, Bayou Death, or Hidden.
Hidden Valley Ranch. I'm gonna go with I hate bottled ranch. I just do. I'm just a snob. So I'm gonna go with Bayou, Happy, Death, because I hate Dabo. I'm sorry. Let me go Hidden and then Death. We'll do that because I can't stand Dabo Sweeney. Guy's a douchebag. Why hold on. No, I'm going to go on a rant for a minute.
That's the only reason you don't like him.
I'm going on a rant for a minute. How does he run out? That dude,
because he's an athlete.
No,
he is an athlete.
No, Seth, wrong. The dude, you are a coach at a college university.
Tom Allen runs out too.
He does not do this, Seth. He's not
those
the
fans
only
from that
one.
other school who were giving us crap, yelled at us and hated on us because he runs out like he's a player. What is he going to strap on the cleats?
Yeah, and he'd beat the shit out of whoever that guy was that was talking on Twitter. So listen to me. This dude runs out, okay, before his team is allowed to move. Says, "Look at me, look at me, look at me. I'm Dabo Sweeney." And then he turns around, and then his team is allowed to come out. Get out of here with that. I'll get you a bus ticket. You get out of town, Dabo. That's garbage. Continue.
I need to hear Seth's ranks of the valleys, please.
Death. Oh God. Death. So Clemson, Penn State, LSU. What was the last one? Ranch. Yeah. Ranch sucks.
What's the best ranch, real quick? I think Ale Emporium and Outback might be tied for first.
Hot Box Ranch, my wife says.
I mean, Hot Box is maybe second. You're talking about your wife's Hot Box? Or are you talking about the actual?
Whoa! This is a children.
I'm not cutting that out. I'm absolutely not doing that.
Children have stopped
listening.
Randos are over. Okay.
Keep going. All right, there's one more.
No, there isn't. Predictions.
Oh, there's not. Okay, Seth.
Oh, we got a Seth sack.
Yeah. All right. Can we start any rumor mill about Matt Rule or Brian Harsin going to Nebraska?
Don't care.
Who's Brian Harsin? Is that
the guy who just got fired from Auburn, who was my favorite at Boise State and then left for Auburn?
That was your favorite? I thought they had
Chris he was
Peterson.
My least favorite. Yeah, of course, Chris Peterson was my favorite.
All right,
fine. Let's move on.
I don't think Matt Rule does seem very country. He's country enough to go to Nebraska.
Brandon, this is for you. Okay. Is Chase Claypool going to break my heart as a Bears fan?
The dude stinks. The dude is Mike Evans. Without actually being good. He doesn't know how to time jumps. He can't catch the ball. He doesn't use his size, and he's completely unmotivated.
But he has those dreads I really like.
He's that just kid throw more touchdown passes than Kenny Pickett in the last game.
Chase Claypool is that kid you're super jealous of because you work as hard as you can at practice and all offseason, and then he just shows up and is still better than you. And then he just never got any better ever because he never worked at it. Chase Claypool's a bum. Bum.
Didn't he just throw a touchdown? He just threw a touchdown, right? Against the Eagles.
A jet sweep.
Yeah. So more touchdown passes than Kenny Pickett in the last game.
Kenny Scoots is going
to
the Hall of Fame.
Kenny poops. Kenny poops.
Kenny
Scoots.
Kenny
Scoots,
season.
25 of 38, 191 yards and an interception. Bro threw for less than 5 yards of completion.
All right, it's voting season. Please get out and vote. Do your civic duty and don't do what Dan Dockich says and vote for him because he thinks he's the best person for every single job.
Coming from a guy who has Dan Dockich,
don't write it in.
3 places in his man cave.
I
is
think
not-
there's 4. I
That
think
is
we
not
found
that is
another one.
not his fault. That is his wife's and her hot box ranch.
I think we have Ooey Blobs on there 5 times. I think he's the most side.
And if you guys have questions about voting, just do what I did and just ask Seth like all the questions. Am I allowed to vote? Because I don't remember. Where do I vote? Do I need an ID? That was a question. That was a sarcastic
Yes, bring your
question. that
driver's license.
Seth took a very
Hey, I didn't
serious
get that
turn.
joke either. Okay,
Okay.
it's a statistical trend.
Okay.
All
Got
right,
it.
let's get
Okay,
into
predictions.
I'm done.
Super quick, and then we're done. Let's go. Seth,
Lots
Penn
of
State.
running the ball to set up play action, pass, crossing routes, deep routes. Penn State 34, IU 13.
Oh, that's a lot.
It's
That's
a
too
classic
much.
bounce back game.
That's too much.
When everyone thinks a score is going to be not high, it ends up being the exact opposite. I think this is a wetty. I can't talk tonight. A wet, muddy, ugly game. I think there's a ton of missed tackles. I think there's a ton of broken plays. I actually think this is going to be a super, super fun game. I think IU has the lead some part in the second half. And then Penn State ends up winning by 2 scores, 31-21.
Okay.
Cover from IU, cover and the over. Everyone's going to be going under.
Good coaches win. Great coaches cover. Okay. 4 minutes left. Fourth quarter. IU got the ball on Penn State's 37-yard line. Down 16-17. Dexter Williams leads his first ever game-winning drive down to the Penn State 16-yard line. Chucky nails a 33-yard field goal with 14 seconds left. IU wins 19-17 in the rain, in the wind, in the crap. 17. And by the way, it can't be muddy, you goofball. They play on turf. So there's no mud in the entire stadium. 17-19, IU wins in a poop show of a football game.
Those little black pellets congeal into a mud-like substance.
Thank you.
Dude,
Thank
those
you,
black
Seth.
pellets were terrible. Do you remember being on the field? They were
They
like all
hurt.
on my shoes. Yeah. Did you guys see Sam Ellinger's arms on like his forearms on Sunday? It's the first time I think he's ever like legitimately been tackled into them. They were all red and scraped up. He kept looking at him like, "What is this?"
It
Like
hurts.
that's what happens when you play in
It
a real game. So
hurts.
next time he'll be out there with some sort of sleeve or something. So okay, cool.
because Seth and I played football, we do know that those actually hurt. Just for the record,
so
just for
everybody
people that
knows.
want to know.
I've
I
been
even
on the
played at the
field
RCA
for a
Dome.
gender reveal, just so everybody knows.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hurts.
It
Yeah,
does.
I
It
didn't
hurts.
fall. So
It hurt.
Tom
I
Allen was
felt
in the
a lot.
stands.
I think I got cooked for 250 yards the time I played on real field.
I'd cook
I'm gonna
you
go
for
my
250.
final statement here. This is the final opportunity. We said Maryland must win final opportunity. We said Rutgers.
You did say
Final
Rutgers.
opportunity.
This is it. I'm pretty sure.
This is the final. And I wouldn't have said that if it wasn't going to be the conditions, if it wasn't going to be Big Red Dog just having an absolute meltdown of a 7th year, if it wasn't for James Franklin being an absolute clown show, and if it wasn't for, the apocalypse happening on Saturday, I wouldn't have said there was a real chance in this game. But I think Penn State may be sniffing their own farts a little bit after giving Ohio State a run. I expect a letdown game in Bloomington. Letdown game.
Does that mean that they drive Priuses? Is that what that means? If
Make it of
anybody
what
gets
you
that
will.
reference, that's great. Hold on. I was going to try to see the last couple times we played them at home. So the last time we played them at home, that was the stretch. And then the last time we played them at home before that, 33-28. And last time we played them at home before that, 45-31. Last time we played them at home before that, 13-7 in a memorable game where
Dude,
the
I
only touchdown
love
from
that
IU
game.
came from a pick six.
Even.
Before that, 44-24 beat down. Man, I miss Bill O'Brien. I'm telling you, IU keeps it close. I'm not telling you to go to the game. You guys won't. It doesn't matter. I'm not going to tell you guys how to spend your money or how to do it. I do think the weather will be better. I'm just guessing. Probably not. But if it is, I hope we see a decent amount of people out there wearing red and not white and screaming across the field in front of me. We are Penn State, because that is a trigger moment. It's not as bad as whenever you spell a 4-letter word that's half of the name of the college that you did not attend, which is a bigger trigger moment for me. But I will be there, barring any sort of, as Brandon said, apocalypse or some sort of typhoon. Is that right? Is that the
We've
right
been
thing?
there
Or
during
monsoon?
it. That Virginia game was a typhoon.
What's a typhoon? Is that the rain?
It's a hurricane
in the southern hemisphere.
Okay.
Correct.
And the monsoon is just a ton. I don't think there's going to be a ton of rain. I think it's going to be a decent amount of rain with a ton of wind. So I think
Yes.
typhoon is the right comparison. We should have setting live tweets back, I'm assuming. I don't know what time the Boilermakers play, probably noon. Although they do like to copy us a bit, probably 3:30. They did take the bye week the same week. Let me look it up. I think the big fan that is our producer is looking it up right now because he doesn't know his own schedule.
They play at noon. They play at noon
against Iowa. So that's got 42-40 written all over it. Then when I say that, I mean total yards. So
that was quite a bit of a long time for that setup. But
yeah. So there you go.
Okay.
Okay. Either way, it doesn't matter. Be sure to check out the pod on Twitter. It's at Podcast LEO. That's where you're going to find setting live tweets. Be sure to follow. Remember not to block that account. That's the real account. Don't block that one. That one's fine. Block his other one. It's a bunch of political stuff in Purdue. It doesn't matter. Be sure to download, follow, rate, review on all of our platforms. Love you guys, LEO. And by the way, don't block his account if you have questions on voting. You can unblock it, send him some DMs, and then block him again because
This is my nightmare.
I'm not going to do this. Either way, LEO. Love you guys.
Elio.
He said it.
Elio. Awesome day. Elio. Thank you so much, Rick. I appreciate that. Elio. All right, great. Elio. Appreciate you guys. Elio. You're welcome, Dave. Have a great day. Elio. Have a great day. Elio. Appreciate you being here with us. Have an awesome day. And Elio. Oh, thank you so much. Elio. Well, thanks so much, Elio. Hey, thanks so much, Mike. Appreciate that. Elio. Appreciate you guys, man. Have an awesome day. Elio. Awesome. Elio. Elio.